What if there's nothing wrong with you? What if it's just one subconscious belief that is holding you back? And this belief could be that you need permission to follow your dreams. There's nothing wrong with you believing that you can achieve your dreams. There's nothing wrong with you putting in the work. You have the work ethic, you have the skills, you have the passion, you have the drive, you have the ambition. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you, except there's something that you just can't see. And what if that something that you can't see is a subconscious belief that you need permission to be successful? You need permission to follow your dreams. And this may have come from several different sources. Let's talk about the obvious. Some can be from your childhood. You wanted to do something and a parent says, no, you can't. Go to work, go to school, make a good living. But you want to go and do something that brings you joy. You want to go dance. You want to go write. You want to go sing. You want to go act. And they're like, leave that to the professionals. No. And you're a child. You don't have finances yet. You don't even have a backbone yet. So you oblige, you agree, you dumb down, you dim your light. You listen to your parents, you listen to your caretakers. And then over time, as you date people, they also tell you, not verbally, but perhaps by abandoning you, neglecting you, or the relationship didn't work out. Or even if they were great individuals, it just wasn't a connection for you. Constantly repeating the blow of what it is that you want, you just can't seem to get. Right? And then maybe you have some friends that comes into the picture, and now they're also perpetuating this idea, which you don't know yet. You're just living your life. Maybe they do encourage you, but not really. They don't promote your stuff. They don't talk about your stuff. They don't tell other people what you do excitingly the way you tell other people what they do excitingly, right? Maybe it's siblings or close friends that are like family, right? You help them with their ideas and their businesses, but they don't really do the same for you. They probably, quote unquote, don't understand what it is that you're doing. And that's fine. But that just adds to the blow, right? And then you're like, you know what? Okay, you have some close friends that are like, maybe you should go do this and do that and save some money so that you can invest in this thing that you're doing. Okay, sounds logical. We all love logic. But logic without emotions, logic without passion is just a programming. It's just a computer. It's really just a robot that just follows orders. You're living and creating a code for someone else. You're not the coder, you're the codee. Right? And over time, every effort that you put in to manifest and create certain things, even if you had some type of success in something that you're creating or doing or investing in and nurturing, and very quickly after that, it falls apart. You have to dissolve it, or it just doesn't work out. So now you get to a point where nothing seems to be progressing you to where you've been putting so much of your energy and attention and focus. They say to rewire your subconscious mind, you have to believe something, you have to feel it. You do your practices, you do your clearing, you do your healing. Right now, it's almost like, man, some people are like whatever they want to think is what they want to think. But maybe even for you, you're thinking, man, I'm glad I have at least a few friends on my corner. I have some type of support. Perhaps you're not hearing from anybody. They're not calling you. They're not checking in on you. They're not asking you, how's this going? Do you need my help in anything? Do you need my support in anything? And you're not holding this anymore. Maybe you were at one point, right? Maybe you were holding some type of shame or disappointment towards people not offering the way you have. But now you've released it. Because now you realize, you know what? I get to get them off the hook. Because when I get them off the hook, I take a lot of that power back for me. All those hooks are back in me because I'm centered in source. I know this is something that I want. And because I'm centered in source, that hook is within me. That hook is within source. Therefore, by universal law, this must be. But things are just not moving. You're just still patient. You're still putting in the work. Now your resources are running out. Finances are running out. Sometimes you're out of food. But source finds a way. No matter what. I can't tell you how many times somebody, even now, somebody will give me a care package with food and stuff that I needed. Somebody will send me a little $50 or $100. Or somebody might send you guys that out of nowhere, right? And even throughout this process, you also had to learn to release and release giving, release over extending, release self-neglect, self-abandonment to keep other people happy. Oh yeah, I'll help you with this. You're helping them with their brand, their businesses, their life, their health. You're giving advice. You're doing whatever you need to do, but you still need this for yourself. Who's helping you when you're helping everyone else? On top of that, you're still on pause, on a sacred pause, as you really need to take a deeper look into something way more deeper, something that you just can't even see. You thinking you just need to be patient and wait a little bit more, and you know that it will get challenging. And it does. It's not about your timing. You just get to meet source halfway. It is about divine timing, and you don't know when that's going to be. But at the same time, you're like, well, bills got to pay, this got to pay. And sometimes that creates a split within your subconscious where one aspect of you wants to manifest and create a life of joy and ease. The other part of you is like, well, maybe you should go get a job or get something part-time and go do this and do that. And, utilize the funds you get from that to promote this and, But you also have the saying in your mind that you can't serve two gods. You can't serve two energies. So it's not really going to manifest anything. It'll keep you even more stuck, and you already are stuck, right? So then you finally decide to just learn from your overgiving, overextending ways, and now you're starting to see a lot more patience and sacred time with yourself. Just asking yourself deeper questions. And then the Lion's Gate is nearing. So you're like, oh, I know this is it. But every time you want to create and manifest, you just feel not blocked or unmotivated, but just like, it's almost like you're about to give birth. You can't do anything when you're about to give birth. You just kind of have to wait, right? Make yourself comfortable. Rock your hips. Sit in that bathtub and just hum and sing and pray and affirm until that baby comes out. There's nothing else you can do. You can't go to the gym. You can't go make dinner. Okay? You can't go and dance. You just have to wait. And in this waiting, something supports you and sends you this thought. You're stuck not because you lack skills, not because you don't deserve what you're asking for, not because what anyone else says is true, but because what you say is true. But you're like, well, what I'm saying is that I do deserve this. I'm putting in the work, I'm showing up, and yeah, but what are you saying silently? What do you mean? What are you saying to yourself silently? I'm saying all the good things that I can do. Okay, let's just pause for a second. Because if you really listen to yourself and then you stop, you listen. And you're like, you know what? Let me grab a pen and paper. Let me grab a pen and paper and write out what it is that I need to release. Better yet, what am I holding on to? And this could be an exercise that you do too, because this will support you. What am I holding on to? And just wait. Be honest. Whatever it is, trust me, we know what it is. We just bury it. We try to bury it so deep. But it's always shining bright enough for it to be the first thing that you pick out when you really stop ignoring it. It's not that nobody wants to support your path. It's not that you barely hear from anyone or you don't get any support from them. You're letting that go. You're already letting that go. It's old stories. It doesn't matter. You're an adult, right? Besides an adult, you're a sentient, beautiful being. You're a light being. Okay, you have Lumerian, Arcturian, Syrian blood and an energetical field frequencies within you. Like, you're beyond that. You know this is an experience. You know that you don't hold anything against anybody. Everyone is having their own spiritual experience, and this is yours. And you take complete accountability for it. Remember, you took them off the hook. You got the hook in you now, right? It's not about this person who left you hanging after claiming that you guys were going to create this business and do this together. It's not about that friend who you don't hear from anymore. It's not about that other friend who comes in and out acting like, you know, they don't understand, or it's not about anything like that. It's not about you thinking that you're not good enough. It's none of that. You know you're good enough. At least you've worked on that. You had to work on your worth for a long time. But now this is asking you to work on your worth on a deeper level, really going deep within. It's not about the gang stalking. It's not about the lies, the manipulations. What it is, though, is from all of those betrayals, all of those backstabbing moments, all of those heartaches and pain, they created an energetical tumor that now is asking to be sacrificed, to be released in the fire. Pay attention to it, look at it so you could bring it up and sacrifice it. Use the death card, have the scythe cut it up, and ask Archangel Michael to help you to burn it up. We are sacrificing it today, okay? And what is it? You are releasing the subconscious belief that you don't have permission to live your dreams. You're releasing, this is a subconscious belief, it's deep, that you don't have permission to live your dreams. Who put that there? Who put that seed there? Again, in narcissism, they talk about how trauma is occurred. First, it starts from signs and symbols. Shout out to Brother Panic. First, it starts from signs and symbols. And after so many signs and symbols that keeps coming and you ignore that, or you didn't see it, or maybe, you're just young, you're still learning, you're on your spiritual journey, you have no idea, no one's teaching you these things. You're living and figuring out life through experiences. You don't have a father, you don't have men, you don't have, if you're a woman, you don't have, even if you're a man, you don't have that masculine figure that has his mind right to teach you these things, because they too have gone through it. You don't have the matriarchal figure either, because you're the first one going through this and you're the first one that's going to break through it. So again, you're taking the hook off of everybody. The hook is on you, right? So this permission for you to believe in yourself, for you to live your dream, gets to be released, gets to be burnt and eliminated. And you're like, where did this come from? It came from all of those experiences where, you know, you had to learn how to integrate these lessons and balance these energies, and know that you had to be patient for this internal alignment before an external expansion. You won't be able to move forward. You can't see clearly until you pause and you release this quote unquote tumor, right? Because it's cancerous. It's preventing you from moving forward, right? So then you dig deeper. You see this could be ancestral. This could not only be just my life. It could be ancestral as well. It could be my own life, my own experiences. But either way, all these things created after constant trauma, this subconscious belief, disappointment after another. It's a pattern of endings, a pattern of being invalidated until the idea of you can't has now lodged into your subconscious mind. Even though you're saying, I can't, I am, I will. And some people would say this is why affirmations don't work. But I would beg to differ. I feel like the more you say it, everyone is different. Maybe it doesn't work for everyone, and that's okay. Let's just say it that way. Not all tools are for all people, all beings, all paths. I think the one tool that probably is for everyone is love, compassion, forgiveness, right? Other than that, you gotta go your own way. You get to figure it out in your own way. And sometimes it might be my way or their way or his way or her way. And it supports you because you're part of the same soul tribe. You're all going through the same thing as a soul. So that's why that works for you. So don't be so quick to follow someone because they seem to be popular. Are they in alignment with your soul's path? Because you could find you're following someone and then after a while you're like, what are they posting? I'm not even interested in this crap. Right? So pay attention to that and take what you need. Take what you need. But it's time to cut down from all the signs and symbols that has been missed or ignored. And then after signs and symbols, it's repetition, all the repetition that has been ignored. Maybe you thought something was wrong and you're like, oh, this is okay. This is deeply inside me. What is it? It's not what you thought it was, though. It's not what, let me change that. It's not what other people try to make you believe it was, that it was you, as far as like, oh, you're doing negativity, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing wrong. You just can't get it. You don't know the manual. And it's like, nobody ever gave me the manual to life. And there is no manual to life. You either are supported with mentors and guides, or you're out in the street learning this for yourself. Okay, so after all the patterns of endings and disappointments and being invalidated, now this idea of you can't is now lodged into your subconscious mind, right? So now there's an energetic imprint of lack, struggle, exclusion, feeling unsupported that is inside of you. Okay, talk about poverty consciousness. Haitian. If you're a Haitian, you would know this, especially from, in anyone really, in a lot of African countries, anyone that had to go through that, even in some Jamaican countries and some Trinidadian countries and Jamaica, Trinidad, that's what I'm trying to say specifically. Haiti, if you're from the Caribbean, you know this well. If you went through slavery, your ancestors went through slavery, you know this well. But of course, you are also royal bloodline. You get to remember your royal bloodline because there was a seed of lack, of poverty that has been implanted through constant, repetitive, limiting beliefs, disappointments of endings, and being invalidated in so many different ways that has now created a seed that is a cancer to your system, and it needs to be released, okay?